What a ridiculous question, I say, taking the plate. Of course I can't. Manny's laughter follows me across the restaurant to where Earl, one of our regulars, is sitting in the corner booth, the same booth he's been sitting in every Friday night since I started waitressing here 2 months ago. Same booth, same drink, same meal, same lousy tip. Although I can't really blame him for the last one, I haven't exactly been a ray of sunshine lately. More like a permanent storm cloud hovering around, waiting to drench everything and everyone that walks beneath. But as I mentioned, the level of caffeine flowing through my body is truly remarkable, and I'm determined to not be a pain in the ass for once in my life. So, for what might be the first time, I smile at Earl as I set his plate down. He responds with a scowl. "Extra potatoes?" he asks, like he always does. Of course, I say, because getting "yes, I remembered your fucking potatoes" tattooed on my forehead seems a bit excessive. Earl digs in as I stand there like a freak, watching a 60-something-year-old man eat. Finally, I remembered to walk away. Good choice. I do a quick once-over of the restaurant. Polo Loco is unnervingly dead for a Friday night. Aside from Earl, there were 2 other customers here. Manny's parents opened this place last year, serving up Portuguese food to a small Toronto neighborhood that's lined with sketchy businesses and fast food shops. My cuisine of choice, personally. Before Polo Loco rose from the ashes, there was an old-fashioned diner here that specialized in deep-fried food that led you on a one-way track to a heart attack. Manny swears that Polo Loco used to be packed every single night. To put it in his words, that stupid Mexican place ruined everything. A meek reference to the Chipotle that opened down the street a few months ago. Like a black hole, they sucked all the customers right up. Apparently. Not sure I buy it. But the food here is amazing, so maybe he's got a point. Itching for someone to annoy, I head past the front counter and push through the door to the kitchen. Manny's standing at the large metal table, rolling out a slab of dough into a perfect rectangle. Without having to ask, I know he's making pastéis de nata, a Portuguese dessert that's a creamy egg custard nestled in a flaky pastry. I can eat 5 in one sitting. Theoretically speaking, I definitely haven't done that on numerous occasions. Got anything for me? I ask, like a dog begging for scraps. Manny, like the angel he is, pulls a plate with a single pastel de nata on it out of thin air. Have I mentioned that you're my favorite person in this entire world? Manny blinds me with that eager grin. Not lately, no. I take a seat at the table and dig in. The pastry is buttery heaven, and the custard makes me stifle a moan. In 10 seconds flat, I manage to inhale the entire thing. Manny stops rolling the dough. He points the rolling pin at me in a very accusatory way that I'm not entirely fond of. Is that the first thing you've eaten all shift? Maybe. Eiden, he groans, like I'm single-handedly responsible for the non-existent gray hairs on his head. Not like you work 5 feet from a kitchen with an extremely talented chef who will cook you up whatever you'd like. I make a big show of looking around the small space. Extremely talented chef? Where? Manny doesn't bother humoring me anymore. He shuts me up by tossing a handful of flour at my face. I brush it away, stick my tongue out at him in a very dignified way, and continue to eat all the pastry crumbs off my plate. We should close early tonight, I say. Manny rolls his eyes at my bad idea. I watch as he expertly folds the dough into a square, wraps it in plastic wrap, and sticks it into the fridge like he always does. That way, the brunt of the work is done for tomorrow morning. And he claims the dough is easier to work with after it's been chilled. Not that I'd know. He keeps me away from it like it's the Mona Lisa, and I'm a child with sticky fingers. After he's washed his hands and snapped a towel around his neck, Manny hits me with a quick shake of